Hamilton man sharing a unique experience with us tonight. He was able to connect with a part of his father's history he never knew about, leaving him with a profound sense of pride and gratitude. The connection came through a plane from the Second World War. Al Sweeney has the story.
At the age of 70, Wilson Nixon has had the kind of experience few people will ever have.
I'm still on a perpetual aerial high.
A few weeks ago, Nixon was in England for a flight in a restored Spitfire fighter plane from the Second World War. A thrill in itself to fly in one of the greatest fighters ever made. But Nixon's experience goes much deeper.
I remember hearing my father say on 2 separate occasions during dogfights, he watched off either one of his wings his 2 best friends shot down and killed.
These are actual wartime pictures from the camera in his father's Spitfire, attacking planes and ground targets. Nixon's father, Harold Nixon of Hamilton, was a pilot in the Royal Canadian Air Force. He flew in North Africa, Malta, and Europe, was shot down and escaped from a German POW camp, and was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. Strangely enough, growing up, Wilson Nixon wasn't aware of the extent of his dad's background as a fighter pilot.
I was honored. I was shocked.
Harold Nixon died in 1985. After that, Wilson's mom told him about his father's war record. Then Wilson got an unexpected call.
This has to be the oddest thing I've ever encountered.
A Spitfire his father flew in the war was being restored in England, equipped with a second cockpit for a passenger. Would Wilson like to go on a flight? You bet he would.
So loud, very aggressive, the whole feel of the plane.
Once in the air, a question from the pilot for Wilson, who has a little flying experience.
Wilson, are you ready? Are you ready to take over? And I said, I'm more than ready. Let's do it. Yes, I'm flying the Spitfire and up, leveling off. And then I said, am I okay for a dive? And he said, go for it, man. And I just down again and just straight down.
At about 470 kilometers an hour in an 80-year-old plane.
I hear through my headset, are you up for a couple of rolls, Wilson? And I said, if you are, I am. And 2 360-degree rolls in the Spitfire.
And not just any plane. His father's Spitfire, like these that flew in Libya.
Picturing my father sitting in front of me, flying the plane, attempting to channel my father, thinking what he must have gone through every day, all those years over there, what he was up against, the vulnerability of this small fighter plane.
It gave him a whole new perspective on the war and his father.
Just realizing the enormity of the war itself and what it must have felt like for my father and for all the other pilots that would have to endure and survive. I wish I would have had the opportunity to actually talk to my father and ask him questions about so many things that I learned.
Al Sweeney, CHCH News.